Oh, hello. Howdy do, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. This evening, morning, what have you. Don't get beat for staying up. I don't even know how Tark could do that, but carefully. I see you again. Playing some good old Half-Quake OST. Celebrate my good mate Mudda Sheep starting up a Kickstarter to have a limited release for his newest CD. He's been working on the past year. He was doing a song a month, and he just finished up, obviously, last year. As soon as he started that, I was like, oh, shit. The Kickstarter I was like, ah, shit. Getting that. And then I bought nothing. So, nothing should be arriving in a couple of weeks. I'm very serious about that. I bought nothing. He has nothing for $5. Comes in an envelope. I'm very curious. I've been wanting it for years. I feel like this week has been a bit of a stress. I'm pretty sure of that anyway. I've been breaking out a bit more than usual on my face. Not that there's really so much to be concerned about, but it's enough that it's like, I don't want to have to deal with this. And I'll keep this brief, and we can get into World. For starters, having to set up appointments with a doctor that my insurance wants me to see for a follow-up after, I got pricked last week by a diabetes needle, Lancet, or Lancet, whatever. And then I also need to see my my main doctor for a follow-up with that, which I'm assuming that's with the blood. But it said within 3 to 5 days, but I think I missed it. I'm pretty sure I missed it. We'll just pretend that 3 to 5 meant, like, after the fact. It really just comes down to my finger's been fine. I haven't had any issues. Aside from feeling a little bit sick, but I think that's from something else. I've been having some stomach bug every few days or so. That hasn't been fun. That's unrelated, though. I'm pretty positive. Aside from that, yeah, so I have that. I have to schedule at some point. It says ASAP, as soon as possible. That's as soon as possible I can get to it. Maybe this Saturday. I need a new, or I need a refill for my inhaler. So I need to pick up a prescription. And my mom was going to take me, and she still is. The only issue comes down to is she was like, okay, she was telling me this last weekend, you should do a call ahead, so then you can just go ahead and grab it and then we can leave. Have you ever done that before or whatever? I was like, no. I was like, shut up, dashboard. I should just disable that somehow. Fucking mobile dashboard. I don't need you. And so yeah, and the issue with that is I did not, I'm pretty sure I did not keep the box that the prescription, the inhaler came in. So I still have the uh paper that I got when I left the doctor, but I didn't realize I had to keep the box. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. I need to double check. But yeah, so there's that, and she gets pissy and bitchy for the dumbest reasons. So, and I told her, I was like, I don't know if I actually have it, and she was okay about it, but I don't know. She's probably gonna get pissy and bitchy about waiting, for all of 10 minutes. Um, what was the other stuff? And then we have a deal going on in which, uh, well, not even so much of a deal. Basically, because I use her recycling bin and her garbage can for my trash because I don't produce that much, and it's a better alternative than me having to pay a waste disposal bill. Meanwhile, again, we don't produce that much trash, so I use her bins, and she had told me that I only ever needed to bring up the recycling bin, only the recycling bin, and I made sure that I asked her again, hey, like during the same conversation that she had brought it up, and I was like, only the recycling bin, yes. And then I find out she's bitching to her boyfriend about he's not bringing up the cans, plural. No. So she's probably going to mention that on Saturday too. And I'm just going to be like, that is not what you said. That is not what you said. You said recycling bin. And I made sure to ask you during that same conversation, the recycling bin only. Yes. She said nothing about the garbage can. Now she's been bitching all this week about the garbage can. And then she was bitching that I didn't pick up a piece of mail that was delivered to her address. And I guess I forgot it the day prior. This was to her boyfriend. She was bitching about it. And I got it from him. Word of it, anyway. And it's like, I didn't see it. Oh, my bad. Um, and then I'm sure she's gonna bring that up too. She's just gonna find every little thing to just bitch about, just as much as she can, and then she's just gonna ruin us going out and just having a nice drive to just go pick up my refill, and then if I can figure it out, uh, go to a follow up appointment with the insurance, which they just sent me a card for that today. So and the paper I got when I left the hospital said ASAP. So it's like, how fucking slow are they? I could have gone there already and not had that insurance card. Like, I have the authorization number and for like the incident, and I need to mention the insurance company that I get workman's comp from. And it's like, I just got the card for it today, so it's like, what are you doing? Anyway, and then aside from that, my sleep has been iffy. It's always iffy, but my mom wanted me to go over and take my dog out like half an hour earlier than I would have normally. As of late, she asked me this about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll do it." And then I proceeded to do it for maybe half a week, and then I got back in my bad habit of, well, not even a bad habit. It's just a matter of, I'm taking my dog out when I'm leaving for work. It's at my mom's house. She and she's not technically my dog. She's the family dog, but that's a whole nother matter. Um, not literally my dog. My sister that lives at my mom's house. And then God, my mom's boyfriend slipped, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he came by around 2:45 or whatever." And then so she was bitching about that. She was like, "Oh, he knows it's important." And so then I get to hear about that on Saturday. So it's just all gonna just all gonna come together into just my mom just trying to bitch me out, and I just don't want to hear it. I just really don't want to hear it. There's nothing to talk about. There's really nothing to talk about. I don't want to hear it. I've had enough of this week. I don't want to hear it. And again, not that there's been that much, but I'm breaking out. I'm very clearly stressed, and I just wish I didn't have to deal with this stupid uh, crap of I wish I never got pricked on my finger, because then I wouldn't have to go out. I hate having to go out because then I have to ask somebody for a ride, and oh, I don't have my license yet, so it's like, oh, you got to get your license, and then what? I'm not getting a car, at least anytime soon. Why would I need a car anytime soon? My work is a 15-minute walk down the road. It's a minute drive down the road. That's funny how cars work. I don't want to have to pay any extra money for some stupid fucking car when I can just walk and then, get a ride off of anybody when it's needed. That's just me. And it's just getting my license. I have my ID. Getting a license, it hasn't been an importance to me. And uh, everybody keeps like, you gotta get your license, Austin. I don't, no, I don't technically. Because, I mean, deep down, yeah, I'll admit, I have a bit of a fear about, driving, because I'm not always extremely attentive, and I get easily distracted. So, yeah, I'm a little worried about, having issues and stupid shit like that. And then, God forbid, I get in some accident, and then I have to deal with insurance, whatever. And that'll be fun, because then the person might be a total dickhead. It all depends. If you hit a nice person, good. If you hit a dickhead, they want you to kill yourself, and then give and then give them all your money. Anyway, I said brief. This wasn't very brief. Yeah, so that's just mainly what I've been stressed about, and then for last thing, and this has been confusing me, and I'm gonna figure it out tomorrow, hopefully. But when it comes to that follow-up doctor's appointment with the insurance, I have to go to a specific place, circled on a list that my boss helped me pick out, and it's like a Med Express. Well, the thing is, obviously, I'm going for a follow-up with my finger, getting pricked. That was the whole reason. But I don't understand why exactly I need to go to that doctor, and then I can go see my doctor, or if there's even is it important? I know it's important, but do I need to go see that Med Express doctor or whatever? And again, what exactly am I going there for? Am I like, yeah, I got to follow up? Just look at my finger. I don't know exactly what I'm going there for. Whether they need to take more blood, which I'm pretty sure I'm anemic. If I didn't mention that already, my cousin mentioned something about anemia, and she mentioned one thing, and I looked into it, and I'm like, these all kind of slightly describe me. When you get your blood taken, you get stupidly dizzy. Because, what is it? Thin blood, I think? Something like that. I don't remember what it was. But, you're always tired. Hi, that's me. I slept 12 hours last week, and I was still fucking tired. I slept like a good 8 hours. No, wait, not 8 hours. What was that? It's like 2 or 3. I slept long enough last night. I slept way too long, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's like, yes, that's me. Point being, no matter how much sleep I get, I am always still tired. Always, even if I get more than 8, I'm always still tired. You're pale as fuck. I'm an albino ghost. Hello. Yes, that's me. Some other things I don't exactly remember, but it's like stuff like that. So it's basically like an iron deficiency, if I remember correctly, and I could probably find that out with my doctor if my blood didn't go bad yet, which I think is why the 3 to 5 day limit thing appointment shit was, in that in the paper I got from the hospital. But again, it's like, calm down. I don't drive. I have life to deal with. I've been fine. My finger's been fine. I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's not all that much, but I've just been stressed about just stuff like that, and I wish I didn't get fucking pricked, because this is just stupid annoyances to deal with. And then my mom, like, oh, you could have driven yourself to the hospital, and then the one comment she made, when I was telling her what had happened, because my boss ended up driving me to the hospital because he knows I can't drive, and I was extremely appreciative of that. But my mom, I mentioned, I was like, it was probably a better idea that he had driven me anyway, because I had called her to let her know what was going on after the fact, after my boss said he was going to drive me, and and she didn't pick up, so I left her a voicemail. And she was like, yeah, it would have been better. It was late and I was tired. I was just going to bed. And it's just, the way she said it, she was just being just like ignorant. Like, oh, so, I got stuck by a diabetes needle from who knows how long ago, and you wouldn't have driven me to the hospital. Thanks. Yeah, I'm done talking about this stupid bullshit. Play Monster Hunter. Really, it just all my stresses just come down to, great, I have to deal with my mom on Saturday and her being a fucking cunt. And not the nice kind, not the Australian kind. Talk about not a right cunt, I'm talking about a real cunt. Brief, 23 minutes later. that felt good to. That's me. That's still me. That felt good to rant about, though. I feel a little better. Anyway, so I'm gonna find out tomorrow if I need to make an appointment for that insurance doctor, or if I can just walk in. I should just be able to walk in and be like, hey, can you look at my finger? Yeah, you're not dead. Cool. I don't know. I haven't, exactly told my mom yet, because I don't want to be like, hey, here's you're taking me to this on Saturday too, since we're already gonna be out. Not that I don't think it would be a big deal. And like, I wanted to tell her sooner, but I can't, because I don't want to be like, hey, I don't know yet, but we might do this. Is that okay? It better be okay. And then the stuff with the refill, which is, I don't think I have that box. So it's like, I have the paper. That should not be an issue. I have the paper. And the woman even she checked it. She was like, oh, you know, she told me, because I went to get it, I didn't realize it at the time, but I went to get the refill right after my doctor's appointment that I originally had back in August, and she was like, yeah, this is a refill, so you know, you have to wait like 2 weeks and then we can give you the refill. We can't give you it immediately. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was like that. I thought I could just get another. I was like, I should have had more forethought about that, to be fair, but my sister at least didn't mind. So yeah, I probably can't do a call ahead, and I'm struggling to find out how to even do a call ahead. Ugh. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Alright, so I made a little bit of headway. Let's talk actual important fun things, video games.
I've been waiting for you.
She's been waiting for me. I didn't get too far. And in fact, I would have gotten a little farther last night had I not fallen asleep early. Let's see what I do. Alright, so I fought Velkhana for the first time. That was very short. It was very easy. They give you 50 minutes, which is, that's just hilarious. Because it's just basically until it gets enraged, I think. Shrieking Legiana is not great. I don't like it. Fulgur Anjaneth. I fought one of these back, like, when it first started walking around, like, in early Master Rank. So it's like, do I need to do this? A bit late. I already fought it. Acidic Glavenus was fun. Just, Glavenus. Though, it definitely was a bit trickier than normal Glavenus. I found out that Ebony Odogaron, as I've been pronouncing it, is actually... It sounds like almost like an Italian dish or something. It's, Odogaron. Ebony Odogaron. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. Odogaron. 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 It's not even that. Odogaron. Odogaron. Just like, how dare you, handler? And so now we're we're at the fight with Velkhana defending Celiana. And I wanted to stream last night, but then I got tired and then I fell asleep, and I was like, maybe, you know, I'm kind of annoyed. Maybe I won't stream it. And it's like, this is kind of an important one. I probably should stream it. And then I fell asleep, and I was like, haha, goofs on y'all. Ha. Let me just crawl under my blanket here. Haha. I ain't gonna fall asleep. And then I fell asleep. And I was like, fuck. And then because I'm always tired, I always feel this need to just keep sleeping. So it's like I set my alarm for 11:30. And it's just like, nope, just keep going. I'm still tired. Keep sleeping. And it was 2 p.m. And I was like, alright, I gotta get ready for work. I have 45 minutes to get ready and leave. So I hate when that happens. Oh, and then there was one last thing. Unrelated to Monster Hunter. I slept, this is like 2 days ago. I slept on my shoulder blade. Or I slept on my shoulder the wrong way or whatever, and like my shoulder blade, y'all know where your shoulder blade is. My shoulder blade was hurting, and that happens every so often when I do sleep funky like that. Like, you know, I guess I did. And whenever that happens, there's, you know, pain in like my back and my shoulder blade. I don't know where it is. And whenever I cough or whenever I have to breathe, you know, all the time, but like when I have to deeply breathe, because, you know, I can't breathe. That was the other thing with anemia, short of breath. So I'm like, fuck, I already have asthma. It's like, no wonder. I should just stay inside all the time. If only. Maybe someday. 10-year plan. So yeah, that sucked. That was hurting me for a couple of days. It still hurts a little bit, but I haven't had any issues breathing all today. Anywho. Velkhana is closing in on Ciliana. That was him. Futaba. Velkhana's closing in on Ciliana. Man the Dragon Razor and drive that thing back. All of Ciliana is counting on you, Sapphire Star. That was him. It's really him. It's really the commander. It's really my dad. It's headcanon. He's my dad. It's my dad, the commander. That means Matt Mercer is my he's my nephew. I'm his uncle. I don't even remember his fucking name. It's just Matt Mercer to me. The character in game. It's like Field Commander. It's like, no, you're Matt Mercer. Don't lie. The Huntsman. He's at least, you know. He did things. He did things. He gets a title. He gets to earn that. I thought you were talking about like if I was swagging, like swaying side to side. Then I thought about it. No. I don't know, because I'm very fashionable. I made Fashion Souls videos after all. I'm a fashionable man. This is my cold boy set. I always wear the eye patch because I like the eye patch. Oh, and then I gave myself a new scar on my eye because I forgot I have a scar under the eye that's covered by the patch, and it's like a long one going you know, down, but yeah, I forgot that I wear an eye patch, and I was like, oh yeah, you can never see that. Well, with my encounter with Velkhana, because I kind of got knocked out, this is headcanon stuff, fun stuff, during that first fight, I got that scratch under my eye right there, so there we go. I still had a slot for makeup. Or whatever. Oh, but I got the Astral set. I got the Astral layered set, so that's cool. Yeah. Any great, you know, just like that, but I mean, there's the default like that. But personally, this orange is really fine. And I got a few. These are just some layered sets I was trying out. I might not even keep most of these, but this one I especially like. The Astral Knight. Yeah, Cosmic Knight too. Then there's Astral Edge. It's just my commission edge, but with some of the astral pieces. And then Dark Astral Edge. Same thing, but darker. And then Hot in Space. Which is just part of the Astral Knight set, but also taking after his son. I have fun. Oh, and then I changed around my hotbar, and I got rid of some of my other loadouts. So now my hotbar, I can actually go ahead and trap monsters really easy, because, you know, all my stuff is, like, right there. Yeah, she said, what? It's true. It's true. It happened. Alright, now that we're half an hour in, let's actually get to the hunting. Why don't we? I don't think I intend to go too long tonight, though. Because it's almost already 3 for one thing. I didn't entirely feel like streaming, but I didn't stream yesterday. Need to stream today. Heads up though, I will not be streaming tomorrow since I need to be up to go out with my mom on Saturday.
Hurry!
We need the Dragon Razor ready now!
Hey, that's not a move. Hey, that's a move. Wait, but you didn't even get the dodge out.
There's our opening. Get moving! Man the cannon!
Wait, how do I walk with my weapon out? Ah, he's doing all the moves. What a weeb. Nani? A clever girl. I'm just taking my time getting here.
Master! Cannon's ready to fire. Orders, sir!
Captain!
Do it!
Do it now!
Fire!
Are they gonna complete the quest for me?
Barricade!
Barricade! Oh no, Matt Mercer. Matt Mercer's dying.
Sorry for the delay. Report.
Tell me about it.
Grandfather,
He's fine. Just give him the drink! Give him a health
You're a
drink.
leader. Buy some time. Show them that you've got what it takes.
Yeah, tell me to do... Lead me, tell me what to do.
Barricade with your life.
Gotcha.
You were the only one who's fought this Velkhana before. We can't fail here.
I got you, Matt Mercer. I'm gonna do it.
And you, we need your help with the preparations. Let's get this thing ready ASAP. Got it.
Yeah, he's cadet.
Celiana is done for. If we don't drive this thing back, hunters fight hard. And stay smart.
You mean me. Y'all just help out with the cannons.
We have to protect the barrier. Keep it busy until the Dragon Razor is ready.
I got it!
Artillery team's in place. Finder ballista's ready to go too.
First, we need to wear it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't do it just yet. I gotta eat my cracker. I gotta drink my mega milk. Oh, it's just the regular milk.
Protect that barricade.
I gotcha. I gotta drink my alcohol. Hang on. Okay, now I'm ready. What are you doing? Clever girl. Thanks, bud. Oh, what is that move similar to? I've seen that before, that charge. One. Gotcha. Oh, Christ, I didn't see my fucking stamina. I started looking at the cannon. You don't want to shoot the goddamn cannon! No, you can't come up here! Oh, shit. Nice, bud.
Roaming ballista, ready to go! It takes time to reload after use. Think carefully how you use it.
I can't clutch onto it. Huh. Oh, there it is. It's like, where, what are you talking about, roaming ballista? Alright, your turn. Come on!
Doing great. Keep it up.
Thanks, I try.
Velkhana successfully bound.
You can. Thanks, bud. Christ, how'd I miss?
Velkhana's weakened. Second team, move it. Gunner, advance. Fire at will. Pin it down.
Yo! We should get this, thanks.
It's reeling. Fire at the ready.
Velkhana successfully bound. Dragon Razor assembly complete. Now it just needs fuel.
All non-combatants, evacuate. Hunter, Dragon Razor.
No, it's the worst time! Come on!
Get that fuel loaded. Quick before it shakes loose. On the double, it's trying to get free. This way. See that feline over there? That's where the fuel cells are stored.
It takes 2 units of fuel to fire it.
I'll pin it down with ballista fire. We're almost there, people.
Christ.
Keep the pressure on.
It's gonna get yeeted. It's gonna get yeeted by a cannon. That's not even fair. Thanks, bud. Take one. Damn it, bud. You could have really helped out here. And I dropped it. Oh my god. Please, Pulpa, take one. God damn it.
Get that Dragon Razor loaded, and keep your eye on that Elder Dragon.
I'm trying.
reached its limit, sir.
Hang on! Hang on!
It's broken through the barricade!
Hang on!
Get that dragon razor loaded!
It's loaded!
That elder dragon!
Oh, it's you can't be up here! I'm gonna eat it! Oh! Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Is that idiot wearing jackass?
How is he?
A jackass.
Fear not. He won't be kept down by a little thing like this.
It's called a mega potion.
You did a fine job back there.
Yeah. But it's not over yet.
Big butt.
Everyone, good work today.
We did it.
Listen up.
It's rätt gränslöst.
We managed to repel the Velkhana,
No shit.
but we have no idea if and when it'll strike again.
No shit.
We need to move fast. Its nest is in the depths of the hinterlands. So I say, let's bring the fight to it!
Yeah, let's destroy the ecosystem. Yeah! Pawn's not in this game. Oh, I got a gratitude ticket. Nice. And I did nothing. I mean, I did all of it, to be fair. Yeah, I earned that. I love how quickly you advance in master rank through this. It's like every single hunt. Oh, you get up a master rank! And then with like base world, it's like, up 20 years later, you're hunter rank 2. You did it. Congratulations. 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 That's the penguin. You never ceased to amaze. You kept Celiana safe and everyone in it. That's Matt Mercer. I can't thank you and the Fifth enough for all of you've done. We know where Velkhana is. It's a deep nest within the Reach. I just put out a quest to our top hunters. You included, obviously. I'm the only one!
Go get him!
Get him. Prepare well and proceed with caution. And most important, come home safe. If you don't, I'm liable to get a little crazy here.
It's us or Velkhana. Let's do what we can.
What's some of it to do?
Go get him!
The Iceborne Wyvern. By top hunters, I mean you. Exactly. I know, right? Right, Dad? That's my dad. Yeah, they're fine. Look, he's right there. He's fine.
Be careful.
Also, he says master, and he doesn't use... Matt Mercer, you don't even use a long sword. Fucking... He's my master! If anything, but he's not. I'm just naturally talented. I learned from the best. I learned from that good old... good old Freedom Unite Hunter. Yeah, that's who. And that's an old boy. Speaking of, I've been wanting to for a while. I wanted to stream one of the older Monster Hunter games. The one I played the most, Freedom Unite, because that game's a fucking banger.
Oh, that reminds me.
And most of the old monsters that are in this game that were added in are in that one, aside from like Glavnus and some other ones.
Take care out there.
But I need to get the PSP emulator running again. Soon. TM. Oh, and then completely unrelated. Way back when, I listened to creepypastas, like, devotedly. Mainly a YouTuber that narrated them that goes by Mr. Creepypasta. And what was it? I was listening to somebody basically review a book and go through the book. And it was a fan fiction, essentially, about a creepypasta character. One you might have heard of, Jeff the Killer, and he's just the worst piece of shit. It's like, oh, he was bullied, and apparently that gives him every right to go ahead and be a dream boy, even though he's not. And he's a serial killer, and then he just kills people and tells them to go to sleep. Go to sleep. And so I was like, you know what? Let me re-listen to that good old one. Jeff the Killer. That's a cock. And so I did, and I was like, wow, this is like, aside from the self-insert character, this is like almost as bad. And then there was two other parts that were written by the author. The third one being just the utter worst. Because it basically is like, oh, Jeff the Killer just has all the time in the world to go ahead and wait for somebody to watch a video on YouTube. And some of the stuff that they were describing, I was like, oh yeah, this is really old. This is old YouTube. Some of y'all might not remember, but this is back when we had channel wallpapers. Full wallpapers. Yeah. Not just the little banner. It was a wallpaper. It went all the way down. And it repeated. But yeah, so it was like, oh yeah, Jeff the Killer, he comes and gets you if you watch this YouTube video. And there's these weird characters. They almost look like words. No shit, that's what most things are. Characters, they end up being words, you fucking moron. I couldn't tell what they were. And then Jeff leaves like a dead little girl on this guy's doorstep. He hacks his computer. The computer tells him where the hat came from, which makes no sense. And then he comes back to his computer, and it says on the screen in red, spoopy letters, "Go to sleep." And then he gets killed. And then it's a detective's report. And the whole time, and again, I'm listening to Mr. Creepypasta do this. The whole time, he has in the background just this typing sound effect. But it's the most invasive thing. And it's so distracting. And it goes on. It just repeats. It's the same fucking thing. It's like, are you serious? How can I listen to your goddamn narration if you have your fucking in the back? For Christ's sake. And then I listened to some more really bad ones, and then the past 2 days I found some good ones. It turns out that all the bad ones were ones that were way back when, and all the good ones, for the most part, are the more recent ones. So I'm glad we've learned, as an internet, to not that gore does not equate horror. It does not. Because one of the stories I listened to, and In fact, the first one that I heard, and I don't know how recent it was. It seemed like it was old. Because he has this podcast, or not podcast, he has this live stream up on his channel. It's like a 24/7 kind of thing. So you can just listen to stories at your pleasure. And the first one I listened to after the Jeff the Killer one, it's like, I'm depressed and sad, and I met this girl, and she cuts herself on the face instead of, cutting her wrists or whatever to make herself feel better. And then, so I decided to do it. And then we had a sexual relationship based on cutting ourselves and whatnot. I'm like, this is pure edge from way back when, I can tell. And then it culminates in the girl captures her abusive father, and then they both murder the man, the innocent man who was abusive. Regardless, an innocent man. And then he's like, now, after that we split up. We couldn't find a spark anymore. And I have a family now, and I got help, and I got better. And I found out she ended up dead anyway later on. But my MySpace account, this is what this branched from originally. My MySpace account got hacked, and they found these pictures that we posted of that night when we murdered her father. And now these people are asking me if they'll leak these photos of me murdering this man unless I give up my daughter to these sexual weirdos. And then it ended. And yeah, I was like, this is just the fucking worst. This is why I stopped listening to these fucking terrible stories. That sounds good, Tark. Oh god, sorry. Agree. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Tark. I looked up and I seen TJ again. I thought Tark. I'm sorry, Gree. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, probably this coming Sunday is the next time I'll have the opportunity to stream. But you don't have to be Tark if you don't want to. But yeah, thanks for dropping by and have a good rest. So yeah, so with the creepypasta stuff, and I remembered the story, I think that officially put me off of creepypasta, and I stopped listening to them for years, up until this point, just a couple days ago, there was this one, and it was narrated by a, I think, Creeps Mick Pasta, not very original at all, and he was a younger sounding guy, but he did this story, or he narrated the story about a spoopy Pokemon cartridge or whatever, and he had a Pikachu, and then he loved the Pikachu. It was a girl Pikachu or whatever, and then years later he came back to it, and he's like this adult or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's an adult by that point. And then he's playing the game, and it's all corrupted and spooky. And then his Pikachu ends up getting corrupted and is about to die. And then the Pikachu talks back to him. He's like, "Oh, I love you so much! I love you so much!" And then the guy cries. An adult man cries over his dying, corrupted Pikachu. And then it dies. and then I stopped watching. I stopped listening to creepypasta after that. I was playing Minecraft at the time too. I was just like, this is actually one of the worst I have ever heard. Not even in terms of gore. It's just fucking stupid. What is scary about this? What is unnerving about a grown man crying over his dying Pikachu? You can cry over a game story. You can cry over a game. That's fine. He's crying over this girl Pikachu he's been talking to through his Game Boy that has been corrupted and is now dying. And then dies. It's There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with crying. But you're crying over a Pikachu. Quit being a pussy. Grow up. It's a game. And the fact that the Pikachu was even talking to begin with, that was just... How does that even work? There's no mic. There's no mic on the Game Boy. Get the fuck out. I'm pretty sure it was an original Game Boy too, or like a Game Boy Color or whatever. It's just fucking dumb. God, when creepypasta writing is bad, holy fuck, I want to die. I still don't know who that is. Who is this? Okay. See, I've never actually read a creepypasta. I can give good recommendations as somebody that used to write pretty frequently, not creepypastas. Though I have been thinking of writing like a crappy pasta. The idea I had for it was really solid, and I definitely want to do it like by in time for next Halloween, because I'm gonna see if I can submit it to Last Podcast on the Left. But it's basically gonna be a parody of all those just shitty ones, and it's like, I woke up and oh, I was blind. Honey, it's your sleeping mask. Oh, that's right. And then there was this that happened. And it's just gonna be a bunch of just stupid tropes, and it's gonna end with, and then I died or whatever or something like that. And then it's gonna be like, honey, come back. Are you coming to bed soon? Oh, yes, dear. I'll finish typing this later. Diary. Love me. This is gonna be something stupid like that. And then I did want to write a serious one, but I'm finding that nothing's original anymore, of course. Nothing is original anymore, ever. But I feel like the idea is, I don't want to take blatantly from somebody else too much, but I'm finding it difficult to find something I'm satisfied with. Or I was thinking, like, I could write creepypastas, but, like, it's just like, oh, that it wasn't actually what it was. Like, one maybe about, like, a janitor or a custodian, because, haha, I'm one. And be like, oh, and then the custodian approached me. He was getting closer. And then he was actually a nice guy, and we talked for a while. Don't judge your custodians. They're actually nice guys, not weirdos. Not creepy weirdos. But yeah, in my opinion, the worst creepypastas are the ones that are explicitly they are just based on gore, and like that makes it scary. It doesn't. It does not at all. My favorite kind of creepypastas that are limited to a short story that you can read in like 15 minutes are the ones where there's a twist at the end. Like, one I listened to earlier was, it was something like, snowmen keep being built in my yard or whatever. And, or no, that wasn't the one. What was it? I found out what we're selling, something like that. And it's like this guy, gets into a company with, a friend he used to know, and he's working for him, and it's basically he's just selling like soup at farmers markets and whatnot. And then there's this delivery he has to give to this one guy at the market, and he doesn't get any customers all day. And then he goes ahead, the guy comes up and he's really sketchy, and he's like, okay, let me help you with the box. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a the guy who's narrating, he's like, oh, I'm sorry that the box got a bit dinged up because there was a bit of a bit of the corner torn out. He's like, "Ah, no, that's no big deal. Whatever. Just go ahead and load it in my trunk." And he loads it into the trunk, and as he's doing it, he sets it down in the way that it, like, falls out of his hands. And then he sees, like, a hand kind of pop out of it, and the guy closes the trunk real quick. And then his boss ends up finding out somehow immediately afterwards, whenever the narrator gets back. And so they go out for a beer, and he's like, "Listen, you know, I didn't want you to see that, but I guess, you know, people got to make money some ways. You know, it was a sex doll." And the guy's like, "Oh, it was a sex doll? Huh. But, you know, it looked pretty small to fit in that box." He's like, "You know, some people have those, you know, kind of urges, so, I mean, it's just a way to make money, to provide for my family." And the narrator's like, "Oh, yeah, well, I gotta get going." And he's just like, "You know, there was the one thing that just bugged me." He's telling the reader, "You know, the one thing I just couldn't get out of my mind. If it was a sex doll, why did the hand move?" Ooh. It's just like a twist at the end. It's a little twist. I like those little twists. I don't know if I've heard Fear of the Unknown. But ones I could recommend, which my cousin reminded me of one of them. She was like, "Yeah, you recommended this to me a while ago." I was like, "Did I?" And then I started listening to it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this was a great one." Which I just found out it got turned into a book years ago, and it got tidied up even more, and there was some extra stuff added to it. It's called The Showers. Very, very great one. There's what is that? There's The Showers, The Showers 2.1, Showers 2.2. Which I think they're just both one story. I'm just basing this off of the videos I've watched. What is it? Showers on the Edge of Nebraska, Showers Return Home, and then The Showers Your Story. So there's 6 parts, and it's very good. It's very good. Without spoiling too much, it gives you enough information to speculate, but not enough to have anything concrete. It's an extremely good one. I highly recommend The Showers. I'm definitely going to get the book off of Amazon very soon. I just heard the story, so I'm probably not going to read it immediately, but it'll be nice to have in my collection. Another one I know that got turned into a book, I have actually on my shelf right over here. This is a good one. I'm tempted to get back into reading it sometime soon. Pen Pal.
In an attempt to make sense of his own mysterious and unsettling childhood memories, a man begins to reconstruct his past. As the games and adventures of his youth become engulfed by a larger story, he finds that it forms a tapestry of unbelievable horror that he never could have expected. Each chapter completes a different piece of the puzzle for both you and the narrator. And by the end of it all, you will wish that you could forget what he never knew.
This is by Thousand Vultures. This Pen Pal is a very, very good one. I highly recommend it. I'm reading it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5. There was a collective groan in protest. She did this frequently. Although we didn't know what this number was, we knew that it was a way of stalling. The end. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I highly recommend that one. A couple of the ones I heard recently, I'll go ahead and give shout-outs to as well. I'll read that in a second, Bree. Let's see. I've something about a gas station or what have you. Tales from a gas station. Whatchamacallit. I've been meaning to check that one out, though that's a long one. It seems good. Let's see. Oh, there was one called Doors. That's a very good one. That's an old one. It has such a great twist, and it's like I wanted to try to include the twist in some way into a story I would write, but again, it would be like I know nothing is original anymore ever, but it's like I can't take from that story in any way to make that twist at the end, where it wouldn't be just like blatantly like, wait, this is just Doors. Highly recommend that one. I just recommend searching up like creepypasta Doors on YouTube, listening to someone narrate them. Ano. Okay, let me see from today. Because some of the ones I was listening to, I was like blatantly looking for bad ones. The Girl Hiding in My Walls by Coffee Lover 309. That's a good one I heard earlier. It's not as straightforward as it makes it sound out. The Children's Show, not bad. It's alright. Pika by Edwin Crow. That's a good one. That's a good one. And it had a... I was assuming it would be going in a certain direction, and then it did not, and then it was like, oh, that's upsetting. One I cannot recommend is I went to an old McDonald's restaurant because it just ends stupidly. And it's like, ooh, Ronald McDonald's 6-foot arm came out of the ball pit and then broke a light, and then I ran out of the McDonald's, and also my fingers, they were slammed in a cash register suddenly because I decided to loot the register because nobody was in the store because it was old and abandoned. And then I go to the first aid box, a bunch of dust and mold flies out, and I look at my hands, but oh, they're not bloody anymore. Never explained. So that was fucking stupid. Parents, Watch Out for Baby Shark by Daria Vasilieva. That one was good. Not great. It was good. It was definitely going a different way than I figured. They always told me to pick up Hitchhikers. That one wasn't bad. There's an ongoing one, as far as I know. My roommate is a haunted doll. That's like a 5 or 6 part series so far. That's more lighthearted. It's kind of funny. It's like, there's this haunted doll, but it pays rent. And, it's actually not that bad. And, it'd be kind of a dick move if I kicked it out, because it's not like it did anything to me personally yet. Just a haunted doll. Okay, yeah, the one I was talking about with the soup cans and whatnot. Today I learned what we're really selling. And then another good one I heard earlier. Someone keeps making snowmen around my house. Another alright one. My girlfriend has a secret. And then the last one I listened to tonight. There's a woman trapped in my basement. It had good imagery, I felt, but it just ended suddenly and just very stupid. I feel it's like I could picture what the author was going for, but it wasn't. The end just wasn't good. And yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah. So those are the ones I can recommend as of right now. And let me read this. Just thought I would type out one of the stories. So a guy goes to look after his friend's house. He gets a package a while later and drops it while taking it upstairs for his friend, as it was delivered to his friend's house. He stays there and waits for his friend for a long time, but he doesn't come home, and he gets worried. But the box starts to smell, and he checks it, and then it turns out that the person in the box was his friend, and he had mailed himself to his own address and sat in the box with a camera to record it, but he had died when he was dropped and stabbed his neck. When I read it, the twist of it being a shipping yourself in a box and him dying literally shook me in the car. Oh, you want my best dramatic? Sorry. I was thinking maybe at some point I can do like a creepypasta reading on stream. Oh, I see you're on your other account now. Yeah, I thought it could be fun anyway. I want, like I said, I wanted to write a crappypasta or a creepypasta or whatever, and it'd be fun to read that on stream. Or maybe even read one of my older writings. Because I used to write. Hard to believe, but I used to write. Or no, what is it? Google Docs. Google Docs. I have a bunch of these. You know what? This literally did not. Hang on. I'm sorry that we only did the one fucking hunt. I'm a little more interested in kind of getting into this now. My apologies. Like I said, I want to stream too long anyway. Hang on, let me change the title and whatnot. Hey, it's about reminiscing, right? Bless the just chatting category, by the way. First playthrough multiplayer. Hell yeah, dude. Alright. Yeah, it's just a matter of just... My teacher, I was talking to him earlier about it, because there was this contest in 7th or 8th grade, something like that. Oh, what was it? It must have been, oh, I can't remember. I want to say 8th grade. I have for... No, I want to... Yeah, I want to say it was 8th grade. I'm very good friends with my 8th grade English teacher, if I remember that right. Or if he didn't teach 7th grade. I'm pretty sure it was 8th. I'm pretty sure. I honestly can't remember. I just know that Mr. Shaw, he was my favorite teacher. He was a great teacher. He still is. He's very passionate. He's very into video games, so I like to talk to him about video games quite often. And I see him maybe like once a week before I start working, and then before he's about to leave, I talk to him for maybe like 10-15 minutes. And I was asking, it was like, do you remember the stories that, you know, we had for that contest? We were supposed to write like a scary story, and then they would be read in the auditorium for like our class or whatever, and then whoever won, you know, I don't think they necessarily got anything. Maybe like some extra credit or whatever. Extra credit. But I was like, I wasn't there for my reading, and I don't know how well it actually went down. I was like, do you remember it at all? It was like, kinda. I was like, I handed in like a hard copy that I had printed out. I was wondering if he had it all. He was like, you know what? I'll check. There's a 1% chance. And he's like, so you're saying there's a chance? I'm like, oh, you're such a dork. Oh, there was this one story though that, or not so much of a story. It was a writing piece that they were doing, his class, because they were going through Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which I had read in high school, I believe. That was a good one. Genuinely, it wasn't that bad. And no, it wasn't that close a relationship. Shut the hell up. And what was it? He said like rewrite some of the scenes or whatever, or like a summary of what happened in these few chapters or whatever, and rewrite it in like in a dialogue that isn't natural to like the time or something like that. So this one girl that he is really a fan of her writing in his one class, and I should say he used to teach just the normal English, but now he teaches the advanced classes, and then he still has these kids like complaining and whining about it, and it's like, you know what you signed up for, you know what you did, agree please. And he was like, yeah, and she wrote it in like all this like just these words and just references that I don't understand. And I was like, well, what exactly were they? And so he's like, oh, you know, I'll show you a couple things. And then he ends up going through the whole writing. And it's basically just like this girl, she wrote like, ooh, I'll just say the references because I don't remember the exact word for word, but it was like F in the chat. He'll take the L. Okay, boomer. Just stuff like that. And it's like, I almost understood every single thing. So I was like, nice, I'm still fucking hip. I'm not an old man just yet. It was Lost Silver a good one? Which one was that? Was that the... Which one was that? Lost Silver. Well, already this art, this looks fucking terrible. Hang on. Oh, there's this one thing I found too. It's a oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that the box here is tiny, and then there's a little side bit here. I forgot that I changed that. Somebody made a tool that you can make emote sizes really easy. And that was really sweet of them. I need to download that later. Yeah, this the trainer getting a hurt Pokemon going into a tower. Once he loaded the game into his Game Boy, immediately he bought a used copy of the game at GameStop for a bargain price. That's a fucking lie. Once he loaded the game onto his Game Boy, he immediately noticed that the save game left behind in cards was highly unusual. He game sharked it. Most unsettling was the active party. The game's owner had 5 unknown alien Pokemon. In the Cyndaquil, according to the tale, unknown spelled out leave. Ooh. Named Hurry. That's the story that the story's train becomes a ghost and is trapped forever in the cell world. You can call it. It comes resume time. Okay, no, I'm sorry. This one was fucking garbage. No, I did not like this one. I think I think all of the game ones, unless there's some hidden gem, I think all of the game ones are like really bad. Like there's the Sonic one, there's all of the Pokemon ones, to be fair. Oh yeah, there's the Tails doll one. That's stupid. Oh, there was one I heard the other day. Not that it's game related, but in terms of the gore I was talking about, Cupcakes. It was a My Little Pony story. And I remember it got a reference, or it got I think it was a reference, something like that. In and this is gonna be really old. Get ready for a really old sentence. There was a reference to Cupcakes in an Amnesia the Dark Descent custom story mod. Ooh. Do you feel how old that is? Ooh, I just got goosebumps. That was really old. But anyway, it's just blatant, just like torture porn. Just about Pinkie Pie cutting up Rainbow Dash, and just it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. Because all it is, I tore off her wings, and I cut up her stomach, and I pulled out her insides, and she blacked out, and then she blacked out, and then she blacked out, and then I slit her throat. Oh, she only lasted 50 minutes. That sucks. Oh, well, time to make her into cupcakes. We'll start again later. It's just disgusting. And it's like, I was going to listen to it while I was cleaning the bathrooms, because it's like, I don't... since I wear gloves, like, I don't like to touch my phone, obviously, while I'm cleaning the bathroom, because that's fucking disgusting. So, like, I need something long to play so that while I'm doing that, it doesn't end, and then I'm just up, I'm in silence, and then I have to waste time to either, to go ahead and, get another pair of gloves. But, no, I didn't say PewDiePie videos. You could equate that to that, but I'm just talking about Amnesia custom stories. But yeah, so it's icky, it's dumb, it's stupid. Horror or gore does not mean horror. Gore does not mean horror. Gore does not mean horror. I'm gonna be like those Twitter posts. Gore does not mean horror. Gore does not mean horror. I'm not even drunk. Gore does not mean horror. Gore does not mean horror. I hate those Twitter posts, by the way. They're in all caps, and they're like, "Don't use autism as a joke. Don't use autism as it just goes down." And it's like, I mean, yes, but I'm not gonna listen to you if you yell. It's like, stop yelling on Twitter. Stop clapping. Why am I still scrolling down this? I've watched the creepypasta on YouTube, and I thought that the creepypasta was very sad, and that his arms and legs somehow disappeared. But the way I loved his story, smiley face. I didn't know much about Low Silver, which is why I'm here, no spaces, for his story, and everything else. Lots of commas. But it is not even here! What is this? Go find his story. This wiki is for information effects, not the whole story. New guys. Oh, I remember some of this art too. Oh, this is bad. It was much. I think it was like much better when I heard it originally. It was great. Yeah. Originally, I got into my creepypasta phase when I was like 14. Or something like that. And I was like, yeah, Jeff the Killer, yeah. These stories are sick. But no, going back, it's trite. It's trite crap. It's terrible. All of these. Like, there was this one I listened to, and I'd never heard the story before, but like, it was included with Jeff the Killer to an extent, because they were both serial killers, and Tiki Toby. And that's just about a kid who he's abused by his father, and then he kills his father, and then he runs away, and then he grabs his signature hatchets just out of the garage while he's leaving, his signature weapons, when he's running away from home right after he kills his father. So dumb. And it's like, why you didn't even use them for the murder, you idiot. And then he just turns into a serial killer, and it's like, there is no sympathy. There is no sympathy for you. You killed your abusive father. Okay, fair enough. But then you started killing a bunch of kids. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What are these little babies doing, writing these disgusting stories about masking and Sally and Olive Garden? Yeah, Barrels and Stefano. Those were the days. Yeah, same. Yeah, loud doesn't mean funny. I like to get loud sometimes. That doesn't equate to me being funny. I'm never funny. Now, you can use... There are certain ways to use certain things. It's like going back to what I was saying about gore and horror. You can make gore scary, but not if the story is solely like, ooh, hyper-realistic bloodshot house. Eyes, not ass. But no, it's like screaming can be funny, of course, but you can't do it the whole video or your whole essay, whatever the source is. Okay, let me go into my Google Drive here. Oh, please do. I want to see these. I want to see these Jeff the Killer drawings. I've been dubbing him Jeb the Cooker, or that's my creepypasta OC, Jeb the Cooker. Good old Jeb. Yeah, haunted garlic bread. Real shit, I'm still waiting on garlic bread dating simulator. I wonder how that's doing. That's not a joke, by the way. That's not a joke. I am. I'm supposed to play it right after Doki Doki Literature Club. That's how long I've been waiting. Let's see. Owned by me. Maybe I can find my old one. I doubt I can, because I think it was with is this it? No. Dude, this is creepy. This is from 2013. Creative composition final. Took a creative writing class that certainly helped me with some perspectives and improve my writing. And I won't toot my own horn, but I genuinely was a good writer. I don't feel that some of it holds up incredibly today, but like it's still an interesting read. I read some of it sometime last year. Oh God, I have. Oh, this is old. Dark Souls character lore. Ooh, that takes me back. That was in 2016, man. So I had to do a public speaking. I had to do a public speaking in for my creative writing class, and I was like, oh, I don't think I could do it in front of everybody because like I come out of my shell. I was a major introvert when I was younger. But after I started dating my girlfriend, ex as of now, I came out of my shell, but like I still wasn't fully there, so I was still a bit iffy with public speaking. I still kind of am, uh, but like I'm very much better. Upsetty spaghetti, spooky spaghetti. Um, but let's read this. The world is stupid. We had to write a it was a slam poem. Guys, I'm gonna read my slam poem. Oh shit. You know what? The world is stupid. Everyone and everything in it. That may seem oh god, it may seem harsh or rude, but it's hard to say anything else when neighbors are arguing over the dumbest things. No, says my mad, malevolent mind, people are despicable. They deserve what's coming to them. No, says my sad self sighing, it's not our fault. We're led to this sort of life. Too many bad role models. No, says the man, with sweat on his brow. It's the damn government! I built a new city. Rapture. I think that's where I kind of took inspiration from with this. No, says my damn direct disposition. It's the economy. I like to swear in my writings as well. I dropped the F-bomb in quite a few, and since it was a creative writing class, nobody had an issue with it, and I was like, hell yeah. Not because, it was like, oh, it's cool to swear, but it was like, that's just how I felt like the writing would be better. Because it's like you have an adult environment. Adults love to swear. It's like the fact that they wouldn't, just because like some baby wrote this, some high schooler wrote this, it just wouldn't make sense. Oh, this is a dramatic voice. No, says my damn direct disposition. It's the economy. We take without giving thanks and never make up for it on Thanksgiving. They want us to buy. Stealing from a baby ain't so bad when you need to eat. Yes, I say, calming the calamitic chaos. I think I just used words that just had alliteration. Said, yes, I say, calming the calamitic chaos. These are all true. They're everywhere. A loving and caring child slowly turns into a thief living off the sadness of others. Feeding, yearning, but never being able to truly earn it themselves. I rebuttal. The world is in need of something good. Sure, you have charities, but the lies are in the pie. Wait, let me try that again. The world is stupid. It's so stupid that I wish to escape it. That's why I, and many others, seek outlets. For some, it's drugs, others, it's writing, but for me, I lock myself in my computer room, putting on a pair of headphones to tune out the deafening reports of shootings and disease. I watch others' lives. I see what they like and hear them talk passionately why everything is so wrong. If they are feeling down, they remind me of the outside world, the stupid world. So, I find another world. I'm stuck in someone else's masterpiece, losing my poison self in the process. I'm happy. No obligations, no worries, no pain, no hatred, no anger, no responsibilities, except getting to the next bonfire to rest and level up. I was playing Dark Souls 1 back then. But there is especially no stupid world and its stupid worldly ways. My mind can wander for as long as it wants. I might even create my own world one day. I think, alluding to, I wanted to be a game developer. But that's difficult. That or writing. Where is it? But I'd just be called a dictator. Then I decide to make a fictitious world. I feel at peace. But parents say it goes against their beliefs. It's too violent, too thought-provoking. The stupid world leaks through my headphones and, and snatches them off. I can hear millions complaining about not getting the newest iPhone or yelling at each other on an episode of reality TV. Schools are shot up, even more nowadays. Babies fall out windows. I remember that. Riots, war, death. Just too much stupidity for one world. I leave. I can't stay where the stupidity and depression hops around like a drunk bunny in the land of 100 Mondays. That's a direct quote from an Aesop Rock song. But where should I go? Where do I go? Where do I belong where the sensible thinkers aren't cornered the same way I am? How should I get there? How do I get there? I can't just leave, even if everyone else in the world is stupid. I think you could, not that I wrote it that way, but I think that could straight up be interpreted as, I could kill myself. I might have wrote it like that. I don't think I did. Should I tolerate it? Can I tolerate it? Maybe. I'll just keep my thoughts to myself. Except you wrote them down on the paper. Stay quiet. They don't really need my input. Even if it does mean they pick on me, I'll just clench my fists. Imagine how nice it would be to punch them right in their stupid faces. Alone. Betrayed. Sad. Nervous. Disappointed. Disappointed! The world is stupid. Everyone and everything in it. I'll say it until the day when we can speak it out loud without transgression. Never! Never! What has he written? I've never heard of the author. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, don't take my work. Don't take my work by a slam poem I wrote. And I'm not. That ain't great. I was forced to write that. I'm not into poetry at all. I should say too, the majority of people in my class, creative writing class, they just wrote poems, and like they were good, but it's like, shut the fuck up. Write a story. Write a good story. 5 rivers meet on a wooded plain. Nope. Nope. I'll take your word for it, but nope. Yeah, if I do read anything anymore, it's pretty much just like science fiction or like just fiction in general. I'm not into more like not that like I should say, like, if it takes place in, like, a realistic setting, I'm generally not interested in unless, like, there's a certain aspect to it. Like, with Pen Pal, that takes place in, you know, a normal world, through, like, the minds of a child. So it's like things can be, thought up differently and seen differently, again, in the eyes of a child. I'm looking over at the books I have on my shelf right there. Because I can list off everything I have right there. We got the entirety, pretty much, of all of H.P. Lovecraft's works. I got that from birthday last summer. That feels like such a long time ago at this point. I remember when I got it too. It was a very foggy morning. I spent like hours trying to find a good copy for it, and then finally found. I'm gonna show that. I want to show that because I looked hard to find it, and it was a really good book. I really had to dig through Amazon to fucking find it, but it has this great hardcover. The back is like that ain't right, but it's like that, and then the cover is just great. That's a great fucking cover. Look at that. Mm-hmm. And then you pull it out, and it's like this. It's like a cloth kind of cover. It's fucking huge. It's huge. There's oh god, yeah. There's over 1,000 pages in this. It has one of those little fun bookmarkers. But yeah, this is a fucking good one. This is a good find. I'm really happy I dug good enough for this. Let's see, what else I got Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. Walter's Deal, that's a book that my friend Mudasheet published. Roadside Picnic. Dante's Inferno, which it has the cover and like some concept art from the video game from way back on the 360, which was a fun game. Even if it was a God of War ripoff. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Pen Pal, Metro 2033, which I almost finished, but I never did. It took me... I carried that everywhere. I hardly read it in high school, but I don't know. God. And then the last book I have sitting there is actually, which one was that? Tales of the Bounty Hunters. I couldn't remember. It was Tales from Jabba's Palace or Tales of the Bounty Hunters. It's a Star Wars one. But that's not all canon anymore. That's Legends at this point. For the ones that I finished, just sitting over there, though, that would be Alice, Roadside Picnic, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, Pen Pal, and then that's it. I got halfway through Dante's Inferno, and keep in mind that's a poem. That's just one big poem. And I was reading that in middle school. I enjoyed it enough, and it did make me look smart. And it's like I could understand it fairly well enough. But yeah, that's the Divine Comedy. Let me scroll up here to this. The Vanishing Hour. Yeah, I think I've heard that. Turning from Home. Not heard of that. New British writer. Okay. No, wait, no, not Vanishing Hour. No, I'm thinking of I'm thinking of Haunting Hour. Never mind. Most of his are real. He does pick anywhere like 5 to. Okay, yeah. Illumina. But yeah, I've fallen out with reading for like a long time, and the only thing that's brought me back, still need to fix those Nightbot messages. The only thing that's brought me back has been manga, which I really got into as of last year. I've mentioned this before, but I went from like a few Berserk manga to I have an entire shelf just filled with them. So yeah. So at some point, I'm running out of manga to read that I'm very interested in. It'll still be quite a bit because for one thing, I'm reading through JoJo at the request of one of my friends, and the only thing that annoys me with that is they don't have a colored version of it physically, but there's I think it's a fan project online that has it colored, and they're continuing to color it. And it's like, my friend was like, you need to read this version because it's ultimately better. But yeah, when it comes down to it, at some point I'm going to have to get into light novels. So I'll probably end up reading again in terms of that. I only read when like even my manga, I don't read that at home leisurely. If I didn't work, I can imagine myself definitely just reading on my own time, but I read like in between breaks pretty much. I don't read on my own if I have, other things to do. Anywho, here's another one about bagels. This was another creative writing. Bagels are food, and food is good. I lather them in cream cheese, using up the entire packet. I was really into bagels back then. Laughing maniacally and twitching. I put them in the microwave nowadays instead of eating them raw like fish. I used to eat them cold. Like out of the fridge. I don't like fish that much, but Long John Silver's sounds good. I prefer to order hush puppies, but I've never eaten a puppy before. I'm sure it tastes like bagels! The microwave beeps, alerting me that my meal is prepared. I tell it to shut up like everyone in my family does. I think everybody tells their microwave to shut up at one point or another. Docking bagels! My dog walks into the kitchen and looks at me like a goof. I stare back, and we begin a staring contest until she blinks. I pat her on the head and take the beautiful Princess Bagel to my domain, the computer room. I devour it in 3 minutes. The video that I was watching tells me so. I still use that. I still use videos that I watch as a timer, and it's like, oh boy, I ate this meal in 8 minutes. That's still not great. I hunger for another and hurry back to the kitchen. I stop. I can't have another. I'll be a glutton. I'll try tomorrow for another installment of Yelling at My Microwave. Stay tuned and buckled in, because I'm about to plow your mind into the nearest tree. That's a quote. Sometimes I like to have an orange with a bagel. It's like yin and yang on a plate. Fruit grows on trees, flower buzz with the bees, and I throw the orange into the freezer and smash it with a sledgehammer to create orange slices. Just another common preparation with food. I don't remember what the point of creative writing was. I think it was just food in general, but that was a fun one. I like that one. Here's a... Here's what could be considered a scary story, though I don't want to read it. I'll come back to it, maybe. I really don't want to read that. What is this? Oh, right. Okay. I was wondering what this was. It was a choose your own adventure story I had written. It's not as exciting as it sounds. It was more so for my friends. The yogurt thing on YouTube? What are you talking about? Maybe I'll save it for last. Here's one. I wanted to get really into description. I even edited this last year, January 6th. There was like a couple of misedits, and I just stopped writing this. I was sitting in the nurse's office, and I was typing on a computer. I forget what the reason why I was in there and why I was typing like that, but I don't know why this reminded me of Love, Sex, and Robots on Netflix, because they had a short like 5 or 4 minute episode where Milk takes it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. No, choose your own adventures can be good. I wrote them in an interesting way, though that's really to be said. Basically what it was is I turned it half into, and this was just with my two friends, it was they would go on an adventure and they would make these choices, and then to do certain actions, like one, for example, like to attack a monster or to dodge a monster or whatever, they would either have to play me like rock, paper, scissors, or to like successfully do like an action, they would have to answer trivia questions about like something that we all know about, like Pokemon, for example. So it's not too hard. So it was fun enough. And then by the third one, I got really into the writing with it. It was very detailed, and I have not written it since. Let me read you Vulture Brains. Like I said, this was I wanted to be very descriptive. It wasn't meant to be anything really. Yeah, it's like baby D&D, just without the character sheets.
The vermilion-colored trail ascended up the hill. The only difference this hill had from any other one that I had crossed in the past few days was that it was made of obsidian, deep black and rugged as the skeletons that lined the sides of the path that led up. Crow-like creatures would take the wandering pilgrims off the trail as each one collapsed from their strenuous journey. Walking up the hill, I counted about 1,522 skeletal remains. The beings I believed to be crows sat atop dead trees, watching whether I would fall victim to exhaustion. The crows stood above the ordinary human on two legs, with gray skin dabbed with blood from the ones that tried to make the climb. No period. Their eyes were replaced by dark, gaping holes that every so often would house tiny emerald eyes, like the stars in the never-ending void of space. Each of their beaks was snapped off with what looked like a precise machine that had ravaged the land long before its current state. Their mouths were only another black hole of the abyss that was always agape, and made the creatures' tormentous lives seem even more unbearable. With feathers of dark gray ash, they flapped off their vigils and took to the windless sky. My position to the top of the hill was almost secured, sweat pouring down my cloth-wrapped face and onto the ground with a sizzle. The sun never stopped burning the earth. Its surface was like an inkwell that had been placed under a fire, and that's it.
Did you just hear Viridian City Gym? No. Vermilion. Vermilion colored trail. So yeah, that was a fun one. Let's see what else. There was one I wrote for to be submitted into the school creative writing book. It was about like yay big. It was tiny. It was okay. It was an okay one. I'm not too proud of that, but it's a published work technically. What was the last Pokemon game you got to play? That would be Sword and Shield. I got both. I got Sword originally, and then I regretted it because more of the Pokemon I wanted were in Shield. And I was like, well, fuck me. I guess I'll just get Shield. So I got both. Before that would be Pokemon, whatever the name for the Sapphire remake was. I always forget it. And then, yep. Then farther back, I skipped quite a few generations, obviously, after the Sapphire and Ruby remakes. Yeah, Alpha Sapphire. I always think it's Omega Sapphire. It's not it. What was your finished team at the end of your playthrough, Sword? Not done yet, but it is a Colossal named Magdaros. I skipped a lot of gens. I skipped a lot. I skipped like Black and White and X and Y, Black and White 2, Sun and Moon, Omega, Ultra, whatever, Sun and Moon. I think that's it. Anyway, my team was Colossal named Magdaros. Again, I haven't beaten the game yet. I'm almost at the end. I forget the name of it, but a final evolution of Grookey named Moonshine. What else was it? Oh, it's been a while since I played. A Shiny Beware. that I named Saris Kali, because why not? A Clefable, Rillaboom, yeah, Rillaboom. A Clefable called Cazelbuck. It's fine. Just made up names. What the fuck else was it? Oh, up until recently, a shiny Vaporeon. I named Macintosh Plus. And then I recently in 9 eggs, mind you, 9 eggs, I got a shiny Drampa, which I aptly named because it was a female, Granny. No, she's not too great. Um, so Moonshine, Hazelbuck, Magdaros, Macintosh, Sarah's Cully. I'm missing one more. Oh, who was it? Oh, who the fuck was it? Oh, they would be so upset if I that I can't remember who they are. Who the hell was it? Fuck, I can't remember. I'm fine with Beware being a normal type. I don't I w- I wish it was just a fighting type. Honestly, I wish it wasn't a normal type because I like to pit it up against other fighting types, but then it just gets decked because normal's weak against fighting. Yeah. Well, I played yellow version on Game Boy years ago, and I had this Clefable that was straight up the fucking champ. It would no joke. Like I was maybe a couple levels higher than some of the Pokemon that I was fighting, like trainer battles or whatever. And it would no joke. I taught it Mega Punch, and it would just one shot everything. It was the greatest Clefable ever, and that just added to my love to it because I was just like, huh, what do I name it? Its wing kind of remind me of buck horns. Also, it has kind of buck horns. Castle buck. Yeah, sure. I don't know where that came from, but I like making up stupid names like that, like Saris Kali. That one I just took. I wanted something just very just like Hindu or Buddhist, kind of like god based, and I went from what was it? I think a god of fighting and like a god of fertility or something like that. What was it? Sarasvati, and then I think just Kali, something like that. I combined them, and I was like, that's cool. I can't remember that sixth Pokemon though. I'm so sorry, whoever it was. I can't think of you right now. Having streamer amnesia. Yeah, I wanted a Corviknight, but it's like everybody had one, so I was like, no, that's okay. And Inteleon is disgusting, utterly disgusting. Yeah, the only thing that makes me feel better about it is that just you can make Gex jokes about it. And I'm like, all right, that's funny at least. And then the Scorbunny's third evolution, I can't remember the name of it, in Senna, whatever. Um, in Flary Cineon. Its legs are disgusting. Oh my god, whenever it attacks, it's just no. They're too long. Anyway, let me keep looking at stories here. Look at my resume. Look at a work statement. I'm not supposed to do that. What a bitch. Cinderace. Yes, thank you. Yeah, its legs are disgusting. Gross. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Fashion Souls 5 script. Yeah, I don't think I have that one story I was talking about with my teacher. I definitely don't. It must be on my school email or something, which I don't think I'm gonna be able to get back into. Maybe I might be able to. I don't know. They might have canceled. Well, I don't know. Sure. Well, actually, let's go into my real quick. Let's go into some slides. Let's go into my let's go into my drawing and painting 2015 class. Let me go into, how do you do it? Is it F? How do you go into full screen? Present. All right. Hi everybody. My name is Austin Sikowski, and this is my drawing and painting 2015 portfolio. Let me, as I turn around to the class, and then so this is a piece. It took me a while. It's a dad and a mom, and he's in a bear suit and she's in a bee suit, and then the kid is a little honeypot. Isn't that funny? They're sitting on like a little honeycomb pattern couch. Isn't that funny? And this was the painting. It's blurry because I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it. By the time I took the picture, I had to present. This painting took me fucking forever. I am the slowest goddamn painter. I've gotten better at drawing quicker, but for fuck's sake, god damn it, everybody was pissed off. Like, would you just finish this goddamn? No, it has to be perfect. And this is that's actually hanging right up there, right above Monica, right there. I love this one. This was from a Aesop Rock album cover. None Shall Pass. There was a couple inconsistencies, but it turned out pretty well. I like this one. I just like this one. Here's a sketchbook I did. Look, there's the bee woman right there, and there's kind of a raccoon dad, or raccoon just guy with a mustache. I don't know what that man was. It's like some weird looking Mario. Guy in a bunny suit, and he has a big beard. Yeah. Here's a picture of a lion. Looks like he just got out of the shower. But look, there's city up here. The sign says cancer. The time is not Mimi, sadly. And then look, there's nature down here. Look at these flat triangle birds. Oh. Here was a picture I did in one line, I'm pretty sure. I think I was blind or something like that. Yeah, the allegory lion from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Jesus lion. So yeah. Here was a comic that I wrote. I actually still have that. I think that's that's upstairs. That should be upstairs. I haven't put that away yet. It's a half-quake based comic. About they look like head crabs, but it in the mod they're referred to as dragons. Do you ever get the urge to eat the sun? Because it looks like an egg. Because I think it'd be pretty darn good. Now, yeah, that's what I thought. Why do you wear that hat? Because I hate casuality. That's not a word. Whatever. Drinks are on me. Wonder if we'll get that free drink today. I doubt it. Bar, free drink. No more free drinks. Wolf in sheep's wool. Hey, Deckard, two schlups.
So how are you on this fine ass morning?
Could be better. Isidore was asking if I want to eat the sun.
Why?
He thought it looked like an egg.
Well, doesn't it? I mean, hypothetically. I'm not answering that.
Peons, the lot of you. I'm a barman.
I'm a barman, not a theorist.
I'm just gonna go.
Why?
Why don't you talk to... Oh, why don't you talk to the skeleton in the void? I'm sure he... Goodbye, John. See ya.
I don't know how you two are friends.
We just work.
Now, time to pay.
What about those free drinks? Terrible. Well, I enjoyed the comic anyway. Excuse me, are you the Bone Man? What do you think? Well, I wasn't so sure. You are only a head. And tell me, how many skeletons have you seen? Well, forget it. Let me get the lights. It costs a gallon to keep this on. After it's dark, illustrators have to come back and draw the dark. A gallon? It wouldn't take a gallon to run something, at least if it's related to currency. I think you're wrong. I don't care. Now just tell me why you came here, sir. I asked my companion, John, if he would eat the sun. Hypothetically, of course. Is that all? Yes. Would you eat it? Rhetorically, how would I eat anything? Well, no. Just leave. Can't believe I lit a candle for this. As the illustrator of the Void, I need to have a word with you because I hate drawing darkness. I'm gonna kill that top hat wearing leech. And that was it. That was my presentation on my art portfolio. But oh boy, wait. There's more. I have a computer art portfolio, and then I'll get back to the stories. Here is my computer art portfolio by Austin Sasquatch. Here's a piece. It's a mixture of Bloodborne. Thank you. Bloodborne and Demon Souls. Calm down. I'm presenting right now. Stop whistling. Stop clapping. This is a good one. I still have the print for this one. I put it away somewhere. And look, there's Nito. There's fucking Nito. Though I always hated the teeth and like the head was too in the foreground, and it's like you can see, where it like cuts off. So I never really liked that about that too much. It's not bad though. It's Pyramid Head. I had that hanging up in my office over at my mom's house for a long while, but I took it down now. I'm still looking around to be like, oh, where is it? Here's a zoo, the Pit Zoo. Here's a tiger. Animals aren't my forte. Here's a little box. We're gonna make a box. I actually still have that box. I showed it off a while ago. That's where I keep all my fortunes I get from fortune cookies. Here was a perspective kind of boxy drawing. Wow. That was a card. Very poor card. Logos with our initials, and we wrap them around and whatever. Oh god. We were supposed to take a picture and then add a bunch of other pictures into it. It was basically teaching us how to cut things out. Oh jeez. Let's see. There's random sun, Masura. Oh, that's who it was. That's who it was. It was Masura. It was my not Snom, but the evolution after that. That's who it was. It was Masura. That's who it was. That was my baby girl tank. That's who my other Pokemon was. Anyway, and then there's Seath. There's Kid from Furikuri. Ultra V from War of the Monsters. A good game. Bloatfly from Fallout 3. Actually, that might be 4. The way it looks. Bebop from Cowboy Bebop. Hand from Furikuri as well. Frostmoth, thank you. And a dark one from Metro 2033. And then here's another one. And here's another one. Is that it? I thought there was more. Well, shit, I thought there was more. Oh, it skipped. Yeah, it skipped this one. And here's not green-haired Spike Spiegel. And this has been my presentation. This is getting fucking old. Is everybody calling it Mothra? To be fair, I'm not calling it Mothra. I'm calling her Masura. You know how you would say it in Japanese, Masura. Oh, let's see. There was one I wrote about a I'll read off the titles. There was one I based with dialogue called 5 O'Clock Shadow. I always liked the dialogue in that a lot. There was a 2-parter called Stories from a Radioactive Wasteland. Or, no, Radioactive Land. I think that one was based with, I think it was descriptions and, like, slightly dialogue. I don't entirely remember. And then, of course, there was the not very great spooky story, Tunnels, which, just glancing through, it's 3 pages, or it's 2 1/4 pages, and it's just like it doesn't look good. So go ahead, pick one, and I'll read one of them. Maybe I'll read them all. Some of these in here. Lots of resumes and whatnot. What's this non-fiction piece? Park. Oh, right. Okay. This is about when I beat up a kid who was older than me, and I guess I gave him a black eye, and I blacked out. That's a fun one. I might read that. You know what? I'll read this one, and then we'll go through one of the choices. Okay, so there's Tunnels, which was a bad, scary story. There was 5 O'Clock Shadow. That one's based off dialogue. I really like that one. And then Stories from a Radioactive Land, Part 1 and 2. That was... I don't remember what the subject was. I don't remember if it was descriptive or dialogue based, but I did like those, and I could have... I've always thought about continuing with this and making it an actual story. So those are your choices. Tunnels, Stories from a Radioactive Land, and 5 O'Clock Shadow. Shadow. Okay. All right, let me read this nonfiction piece first. It's called The Pock. When I was 9, I lived in Old Ridge apartment complex. I'd come back from Florida a year before. This is a true story about me, by the way. Living with my grandma at first until my parents got back on their feet. My dad drove a truck like he did before we moved, and my mom went back to fixing up the house and running errands. Bedtime story. That's all I've been doing. Surprised I haven't put you to sleep yet. Also, it's like probably even later for you now. My sister was still in school, and she mostly kept to herself, but we would go across the street to the park and down a long dirt path hill to another section of the park. I don't remember which class this was for. Hang on, let me see. If 5 o'clock... Actually, that doesn't help. Let's edit it. Okay, that was 2016. This was... Okay, so yeah, this was before high school, I believe. Yeah, this was middle school. Okay, I'm pretty sure this was. Oh, okay, though. There you go. I'm not holding you up. I don't feel guilty. Let's see. To the park. Long dirt path hill to another section of the park. It was awful, but still fun. Awful because it had balloons, as I called them, lying around, rotting, contaminated fish. The balloons were condoms, by the way. This tells you the quality of this park already. Rotting, contaminated fish in the small pond near the road next to a house. And I even once found a dead raccoon floating near the edge of the pond. I still thought it was a fun place to play regardless. Once you reach the bottom of the... That's annoying me. Once you reach the bottom of the dirt path and wooded area that led down the hill, there was an open grassy field to the left, and straight ahead were the usual park equipment to play on. Old rusted swings, dirty slides, and blister-inducing monkey bars. Ooh, do they ever. If you headed past the equipment to the right, there was a small bridge and path that led up another hill. As you walked up the hill, you could see other apartments and a creek that led down through the park. I usually only went back there to cross a large tree that had fallen down above the creek. It was a quick and fun way to get back to the other side. If you headed farther to the left, there were pavilions to sit at, and the creek continued on being guarded on the sides by fence. And the creek continued on being guarded on the sides by fence-like wire. So with that, it was basically this creek ran through the park, and it was essentially like there was the grass. So I mentioned this. There was the grass here. There was these rocks that were fenced in to like make the creek, and then there was the creek itself, like that. So that's kind of how it ran through the park. Oh, there you go. In between the parts lined with wire at the center of the park, there were a few wooden boards that if you walked carefully, this isn't written well, could take you to the other side without using the bridge. It isn't written well, as you can see by this weird fucking bit here. It was located between the spots that had boards. So, it was mostly pointless. God. It was still fun to walk on, however. Now that you have a good picture of the park, I hope you do, that I spent the funnest part of my childhood, I can tell you about one of my fondest memories there. The time I beat up someone who was older than me. It was early fall. My sister Amber and I went to the park with one of her friends. And I can't remember if her friend was there already or my sister was invited down. Either way, she let me come with her. We walked through the wooded path that was now covered in leaves of brown, orange, and yellow. We got down to the park. We hung out at the swings and jungle gym for a while. I mostly swung and climbed around as they talked. Then, someone my sister disliked showed up. I can't remember his name or what he looked like, because that would be the last time I saw him. But he was wearing a black hoodie with a gray shirt. Maybe not. I haven't really thought about it until recently. Then why even fucking include that, you little idiot? Back in 2014, me. So, he sees my sister and starts annoying us. It's just him. At the time, I wasn't really paying attention to him exactly. I just wanted to say hi, so I introduced myself, and after a few minutes, he seemed like the typical teenager at the time. A sarcastic idiot. Dude, if only you knew. If only you knew how much of a sarcastic asshole I was today. You little fucking idiot. Eventually, he started making fun of my sister and our last name. He said Sasquatch instead of Selkowitz. Oh, sorry, Sikowski. Sikowitz. Sikachesny. Sikcheznov. I wasn't really angry. I wasn't angry, really, but I wanted to fight him. So I picked up a long stick from a pile of brush at the side of the park, and we eventually fought with sticks. It was pretty stupid. At least I admit it. We hit each other's sticks jokingly at first, but at some point we started to get more violent. Amber and her friend cheered me on as they sat on the side. I continued to complain because every time I would lunge my stick at him, he would knock mine down and away. I would get another stick from the brush behind him and we continue. I was a very violent kid when it came to stuff like that, and I had trouble controlling my actions with lightsabers and the such. It was just fun. After a few minutes of him knocking my sticks away and me sweating, I decided to back up to the wired creek with one of the boards. I lured him over to the boards as I carelessly perched myself onto one. Amber told me to be careful because there was a bush of thorns below the boards. I said that I would be fine, as the annoying guy stood on the boards as well. After a few seconds, I got angry and lost my balance as he pushed me into the thorns. I immediately began crying. I hate thorn bushes. I hated thorn bushes when I was younger. I hated being close to them and getting touched by them. After a few seconds, I got angry and lost my balance as he pushed me into the thorns. I immediately began crying. I'd always hated being hurt, especially by thorns. I couldn't take the pain at all and would get upset at a bruise. I still bruise easy, like a peach. I shook with anger and immense pain, for me, as I screamed at him with tears blocking my vision. I was enraged as I climbed out of the thorns. As soon as I was back on the grass, he began running, and I chased him up a hill past a small bridge. He might have actually been scared of me. He'd unleashed a 9-year-old's complete anger. There wasn't any reasoning. He had hurt me, and he was going to be hurt even worse. He ran into another wooded area up the hill as I chased far behind him. When he saw the opportunity, he began climbing the nearest tree he could. I have no clue how he was able to do it, though. The tree was massive. It didn't have any limbs to climb at the bottom. Out of fear, he summoned the strength to scale the tree and climb to a far branch. It really was a fucking big branch. I was super surprised how he even did it. My sister and her friend followed me as I continued to yell and curse at him, like a 9-year-old. My sister told me he wasn't going anywhere until I left. I looked up one last time at his dangling legs from above and walked away back to the dirt path and up the hill home. Amber parted with her friend. The sun began to set, and I laughed at how I chased the annoying teenager up a tree. I was 9. He was 16. I still find it funny today that I was able to chase him up a tree. I pulled thorns out for the next hour after I got home. I told my overprotective mom, but for some reason she didn't seem to mind. My body ached the next day as I told my friends how I chased someone up a tree. They laughed, and I did too. When I got home later that day, Amber said she had seen the annoying teen down the hall and told him I'd beat him up again. When she said it to him, he bolted past her. She also said that he had a black eye. I can't even imagine how he would have told his parents about it. As for me, I don't remember... And this is the thing, I was going to mention if I didn't mention it. As for me, I don't remember ever hitting him in the eye. I sort of wish that I didn't fight him. The only thing I got out of it was a funny story. I think fighting him taught me to control my anger and not to fight anyone unless it was needed. All in all, it was pointless to fight him and stupid to give him a black eye, but funny to retell again and again. Okay, I didn't explain that well enough at all. I basically went into a furious 9-year-old rage, and I blacked out pretty much. And I only realized where I was, that I had chased this kid up the tree when I was at the tree. I remember tears being in my eyes, but I cannot recall to this point, even back then, to that point, I could not recall when I did that. When I chased him up the tree, I remember falling. I remember getting hurt by the bush, but after that, yeah, I was blinded by tears, but I don't remember anything past after him being in the tree. or him, after the fact that I fell in, then suddenly he was in the tree and I was up the hill. So, yeah. All right, let's read 5 o'clock shadow. So I like this story, and like I said, I like the dialogue, but I don't so much like the backstory that I kind of gave the main character. Because it's very just, it's very just tropey, and like it led nowhere. Like I was thinking maybe of writing more of this story and character and like setting, but just I don't know. It just it means nothing to the story, the little backstory that he got. Anyway, 5 o'clock shadow by Austin Sasquatch. That burning flame, I could have saved them. I failed. The alarm on my phone rang through my apartment. My mind awoke from another nightmare of earlier days. I pulled a blanket over myself, quietly singing along with the song my phone was playing. The alarm stopped and I got up from bed. It was dark, all except for the buzzing, blinking pink light outside the window to the left of my bed that advertised the apartment building. Rain hit the window slightly as I stared outside. I might need an umbrella. I rolled over to the right side of my bed to check the time on my phone that was sitting on a small white wooden table. 5 in the afternoon. I fumbled over my words and laughed. I sat up, turning on the light, put on charcoal colored dress pants. I remember I got that underlined and I never fixed it. And a white dress shirt. I tiredly sulked over to the bathroom on the other side of the room. My feet slapped against the wooden floor, finally going through the bathroom doorway and hitting cold white tiles as the light flashed on with a simple flick. I took a piss, washed my hands, and looked myself over in the mirror. Yeah, I can shave any other time. It's not like I need to look good to perform my job anyway. My dark hair was scattered around. I did a quick brush with my hand, turned off the light, and walked out. I grabbed a tan coat from my closet, a gun, a holster for said gun, my fedora, ladies, and opened the window like doors to my bedroom and quickly went for the kitchen. I turned on the light and paused, looking at the coffee pot for a moment. Fuck it. I'll just go with water. I don't want to be pissing while on a case. I got a plastic cup from the cabinet and a pitcher of water from the fridge and poured myself a cup full. I drank for a moment before grabbing a cereal bar from another cabinet, opening it up and devouring it and finishing the water. I set the cup in the sink and threw away the wrapper. I turned off the kitchen light, put on my shoes, and hastily left, slamming the door behind me. I didn't pass anyone while I guided myself down the light-flickering stairwell and out into the long carpeted hallway. The entire hall was dark, save for the pink sign still buzzing away, shining through the windows that lined the hall. Any other day, the view was pretty nice, but the rain had gotten harder and lights from the cars and the buildings became streams of fluorescent eye candy. I always loved that line. I trotted for a moment, picking up my pace, and turned left to the elevator to see Mr. Newman Clares's bright face standing inside. The light from the elevator shone through the hall while Mr. Clares stood still like a kid waiting for a present. He was plump, wore eyeglasses, and wore a dark-colored sweater vest with a dark-colored sweater. Oh, okay, I see that. So he wore a sweater vest, and then he also wore a sweater. Weirdly. Weird. Mr. Ollingver, it's been quite a while since I've seen you stumble down the hall. He shook his finger at me. How have you been, buddy? He opened his arms and expected a hug, as usual. Look, Newman, I really don't have time for this. I'm going to be late for another case. He smiled again, holding the closing elevator door. You know,
You're going to work yourself to death. That's why I took retirement when I had the chance. Is that right? I folded my arms. Yes, sirree. You know, Joseph, you should come over this weekend and have dinner with me and Eileen. She's been working on a new recipe, and boy, is it out of this world, I tell ya. That sounds very enticing, but I'm gonna have to decline. The weekend is the only time I can drink in peace. Oh, come on now. You can always drink. Besides, it's better to have company than to be alone all your life. I scoffed. I'm never alone. I got 2 angels watching over me, Mr. Clares. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a living before I'm kicked out for not paying the rent. I pushed past him and stepped inside as he stepped out. I know you'll come around, Joseph. We'll always have a place for you in our home. I sighed, holding myself up against the side of the elevator, rubbing my face. I'll think about it. Just please don't stop me by the elevator again, all right? Oh, sure thing, Joseph. I'd hate to come between you and your work. Just stay safe out there, all right? I'd hate to see you not come back. I pushed the bottom floor button on the elevator as Mr. Newman started to tear up. Goodbye, Mr. Clares. The elevator closed and I leaned back against the metal railing. He's just gonna fucking stop me again next week like he always does. Jeez. I know he and Eileen care and all, but they always have to be so inviting and coaxing. The elevator reached the bottom floor and I quickly stepped out and into the lobby. The room smelled of smoke and perfume like it always did. The red carpet stung my eyes, and the golden wallpaper didn't help either. To the left of the room was a black sofa sitting behind a granite coffee table. To the right was the greeter and key handler, Jameer. He was tall with black fuzzy hair and always wore a red vest with a black shirt and pants. I swear he'd always be wearing the same outfit. I slowly walked towards the door so I wouldn't wake him and get into another conversation. I ain't hate Jameer, but Mr. Newman had stalled me long enough. I'd be dicking around with Jameer for another half an hour. I opened the glass doors slowly to avoid ringing the bell that was hung above and step outside into the multicolored, light-bathed city. And that's it. Yeah, the descriptions in this one too was pretty good, I feel. But yeah, I especially like the dialogue with this one. All right, I'll read the tunnels, I guess. Tunnels by Austin Skamakosmas. I pushed forward, uncertain of what would be ahead. I burped. I had entered the complex of cement tunnels through a hatch near a waste plant. I was walking around in what was most likely maintenance tunnels. I say that only because of the closest of scrap. Oh, I say that because of the closets of scrap and tools I found. I took some with me. Might sell for a couple of organs. Ah, okay. So this was part of my Tales from a Radioactive Land. I explain it here. This takes place in like the same area. It's just like a different person, the main character. Might sell for a couple of organs. By organs, I of course mean money. A flat, bendable piece of gray stone the size of an American dollar. Both sides were inscribed with the usual trash on any paper money. The tunnels were moist, wet, and dank. All made my nose drip, and my asthma act up. Damn dust. I coughed and pulled out my small, light blue inhaler. I fumbled it around in my mitted hands before uncapping it and taking a puff. Oh, what a relief. I capped it again after one more puff and placed it back in my torn-up backpack. The tunnels were lit with small lampshaded lights that ran above me every few feet. My boots crashed into small puddles and tripped over rat carcasses. Most were eaten, blood from them trailing forward. That was the only way I'd find the entrailer.
Follow the corpses. It seemed all any investigator was doing anymore was following corpses. The entrailer started his murder spree last year. It's unbelievable that one man could cause such a commotion from everyone on the island Renai. Well, it was better than being on Maelstrom, at least. That's my name almost. Name suits it damn well, too. What a shitstorm it is. Rats piled up more as I went further. They soon began lining up each side of the tunnel. Brown, black, gray, all disgustingly tossed aside in a neat line like a game of domino. Every so often there would be a turn, left or right, but the blood trail continued holding forward. I had seen the entrailer flee to the hatch and close it. The girl he was holding was probably dead by now, and if not, she would be. This much blood lost? She couldn't last long. Even if I did find her right then, there wouldn't be enough time to make it outside into a civilized part of the city, one that wasn't full of addicts, and to a doctor. My few bandages wouldn't be wasted on a girl that wasn't going to make it. At 50 organs a roll, it just wasn't worth it. If it would help, of course, I'd use them. Self-sacrifice and all that crap. The tunnel ended. Pipes that ran along the ceiling headed up. The door was a dark bluish gray. Sudden door. The door was a dark bluish gray with a warning that read to watch for oncoming trains. Fuck. Not like there would be any still running in this part of the city. I creaked the door open slowly as I peered through the crack. Darkness. I flicked on my headlamp and looked around. The door swung open slowly, still creaking. Actually, I think partially this story was inspired by the showers, so that's interesting. We'll come back to this now. It was a metro tunnel, of course. I looked to the left. Dust flew in front of the light shaft of the lamp in a pile of rubble. I looked to my right, open and clear. I stepped forward and slipped off a small ledge that led onto the track. My head hit the track with a thud. I opened my eyes and felt my head. Blood. Great. I slowly and painfully stood to my feet, feeling groggy. I wished I was back home, drinking, under a floodlight. I pulled the automatic rifle from my backpack's holster and continued on through the tunnel. It was colder before. I wiped my nose with my sleeve, clearing up any snot. I suddenly found myself under moonlight. A giant hole was smashed through multiple floors, leaving only the dark sky and moon to shine through. I was disappointed. No stars, like always, but I somehow expected them to be visible. It was stupid of me to think that any hope or joy could come out of a place like this. I admired the moon as I was cracked on the back of the head. Very sudden. I could hear wood splinter and fly past my headlight. I fell to the track in agony. My body was numb. I couldn't will myself up. My cheek pressed up against the track. I shivered as a blade slid along the back of my neck. I was turned over suddenly as a mangled, bearded, blood-covered face smiled at me. Blood dripped from the man's face onto my nose. The man then held a knife to my neck, as well as he could without slitting my throat.
Well, what have we gotten here? Looks like you's wandered into this wrong chip-chap, Fenley.
He spoke with a slur and was barely understandable, but I got the point. He was the entrailer.
Well, nothing to say's to use, Fenley. I'm use friendly, yes?
I shook my head.
Well, that is not nicely good. Maybe if I says,
He stuttered, trying to find the right word. He frowned and stabbed the knife into my leg. I yelled in pain as I punched him in the mouth. Teeth and blood flew to his side, and he jerked his head back to meet my eyes. Tears were flowing down his face.
Well, why do you travelingers never want to be friendly, me?
I kicked him off me with my good leg and stood up as quickly as I could, staggering back and forth. The trailer howled in sorrow again, rolling around on a patch of dirt. I stepped back as he suddenly flew back and jumped onto me, biting my nose. I yelled again, running his back into a steel column. He didn't stop, so I began to punch the side of his head. He fell back off me with a gasp, still holding on with his legs. I punched his forehead, and he flew to the ground and bit my ankle. I stomped his head as he tore through gene material and into flesh. I kicked the top of his head, and he was launched out of sight, out of the light and into the darkness. I stared into the void where he had flown back. I reached for my headlamp, but it didn't flick on. I then came to my senses. Gotta go. Gotta get out. Gotta go. I turned around and ran through piercing black darkness, tripping multiple times and grasping my leg to stop the blood. There was no time for bandages. I could hear him cackling in the distance behind me. I sprinted up the concrete tunnel, finding human bodies lined up against the sides instead of rats. All of them were gutted and stripped of their entrails. I finally reached the ladder that led up to the hatch. The entrailer was right behind me. I scrambled up the ladder, opened the latch, and closed it the fuck up. Damn. The entire entire investigative division. I was done. I sent my resignation and locked myself in my apartment. After the incident, I began to go insane. Quick, sudden turn. He seemed all right. I could hear the entrailer outside my apartment, sobbing and cackling. I contemplated suicide at points. I just couldn't take it anymore. I went to see a psychiatrist after my neighbor found me outside my door, pounding my head into the wall. My doctor advised that I moved out of the city into another location on the island. I hesitantly agreed. I've been taking medication for the past year, and it has been helping, but I shake so much when I use a kitchen knife, and I always end up cutting myself. I go to the bathroom and clean the cut, but I swear I can hear someone following me into the bathroom. Following the blood, I drip down the hallway, down the tunnel. I followed blood, but blood followed me. He was always right behind me from the very start of my escapade down into the tunnels. The girl was already dead. He just wanted a friendly to talk to. But I, of course, mean a friendly to gut. Stupid ending. That's why I didn't want to read this one. Well, that was a fun look down memory lane with my stories. Wowie wee wow. Oh. Yeah, I've still written better than that one. My best writing was definitely Tales from Radioactive Land. Not incredible, but it was definitely my favorite writing that I had done. But yeah. So that's all the stories I'm going to go over for now, though. I can always tell more later. I can't believe this turned into a creepypasta discussion in old story reading stream instead of a Monster Hunter. I did one fucking quest. Jesus Christ. I'm probably not going to have any time to play anymore because I need to get a shower. I'm going to head to bed, and that takes me forever. Yeah. So yeah, that's been my foray as of recent into creepypastas again. Again, the old ones are just god awful, and a good amount of them are just oh, the gore, oh, my stomach was torn open, oh, there was guts everywhere, it's spoopy. No. But the more recent ones that I've been hearing have actually been tolerable and good. So yeah. Like I said, I'd be I think I said earlier anyway. I'd be interested in maybe reading a couple maybe on a day when more people can get in here and whatnot. You can entertain a bunch of people with some random story. And then I'll read my Tales from a Radioactive Land. I'll read that at some point as well, and hopefully I'll read my own story that I write, my own creepy or crappy pasta at some point soon. That'd be fun. I have so many projects in the works though. Between, or at least projects that I want to work on, between wanting to write some more, but not entirely sure exactly what. And then needing to edit like 3 different videos that I have in mind. The one being the anime convention that I went to last year that I still haven't edited. The second one being the Dark Souls 3 stream that I did recently. I wanted to edit that into a video and upload that. And then a new video series idea that I had based on just scenic shots in Monster Hunter World in the maps. I think that would be something interesting. I haven't seen anybody do that yet. I did have an idea for a documentary kind of series based on like some of the monsters and their environs, but somebody else ended up already doing it before I got the chance to, and they got like a ton of praise for it, and I was like, well, fuck me. I was beaten to it, god damn it. So I need to not let this one lie for too long. Yeah, fair enough. At least it's not vor. To be fair, I don't think I've ever heard of a creepypasta ending in vor. Oh, geez, Peeve's still chatting. Oh, wow. Alright, well, I guess that's about all I got. We went over stories. We played Monster Hunter for... We did one hunt that lasted 8 minutes. I apologize, but I did have fun going through the stories and such and whatnot. That was enjoyable. Like I said, I have stuff in mind down the road. I really want to get PSP emulator running sometime soon and play some Freedom Unite. That'd be fun to experience that again and be like, this is so fucking slow. I hate it. I can't even spirit combo. I can't spirit combo without standing still. I hate it. Shot cannons. I'm not that tired. Not that tired. I mean, it's 5 in the morning, and I am a little tired, but I'm not that tired. I could be more tired. Need to get a shower though. Alrighty. Like I said, probably next time I stream will be on Sunday, because I probably won't have an opportunity to stream at any other point during the next few days and such, because that's just how life works, you know. So oh well, that's how that is. Yeah, that's how that is. So yeah, that's all I got. Nah, I'm fine. I'm not tired. I swear. All right. Yeah, this was fun. I'll try to get an opportunity get some more people together, read off some spoopy, creepy stories maybe. And that should be enjoyable and fun. I wanted to read some bad ones too as well. I asked a while ago on the Discord. I didn't get too much of a response, so I might ask again at some point soon. But yes. Alrighty. Anything else? Anything else, anyone? Does anybody have anything else to say? Anybody? Maybe like the person living in my walls? No, okay. Here, I will let I'm gonna let Puff Tough play out. I'm gonna let Puff Tough play out. Let me get to the where's the chorus at?
His brain hollered jump while his dark heart said,
I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did not get burned. I walked through fire and did